I'm telling you right now, in all seriousness, Hair Love is a fantastic short. It had emotion, it had laughter, it had great animation. It was just really, really good. It's probably one of the best shorts I've seen all year. Oh, and there's a pretty good Angry Birds movie that came with it too. So, yeah, man, a lot to unwrap here. I really wanted to talk about the short beforehand because I just saw it and I was just smiling ear to ear, and I didn't want to forget it, so I wanted to start off with that. I guess it's based on a kid's book, and it just... more movies should have shorts before it, and I think Pixar is bringing this back, and Disney's bringing it back, and now it looks like other studios are doing it. I think, like, Warner Brothers did with Teen Titans Go. I think they had, like, a Batgirl short or something like that, but that's just... cute, whatever. It's like shorts can be really something, and they can be really, really cool, and they can be moving, and they can be powerful, and I feel like Disney and Pixar are kind of bringing that back, and now other studios are doing it, so that's fantastic, and yeah, man, it was really, really good. So go see that if you can as well, but you might as well see it with Angry Birds 2. A really good movie! What the hell? This year is weird. If you were to tell me, like, yeah, Toy Story's okay, Endgame's decent, Scary Stories is but, like, the movies you're gonna love this year, you're gonna love Shazam, you're gonna love Batman versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and you're gonna really laugh your ass off at Angry Birds 2, a sequel to a movie I can't stand. I hate the first one. I thought it was not funny, and it wasn't well animated, and the timing was off, and the jokes were terrible, and the characters were stupid. It was like a lame Adam Sandler movie animated. It was just so terrible. And you got this really funny, like clever, fast, perfectly timed, well-animated flick. I'm just kind of dumbfounded by how much fun I had. I'm from the short at the beginning to mostly the end of this movie. The last half hour, my mind was kind of checking out a bit. I'm like, all right, now we're just in basic kids film, but it's not, it wasn't bad. It was just sort of, okay, this is just a kid's film climax, but no part of it I was like, oh, this is done awful or anything like that. No, I'm really amazed because if you've seen my Nostalgia Critic review of the first one, I really... Haha! I don't know if I ever sneezed on film. That's what my sneeze sounds like. I really did not like the first one. I was actually kind of amazed at how bad it was. And so I was not looking forward to this. I was going in ready to dislike this, and I just... Did they get a new director? I think they got a new director. Or I don't know if they got new writers or what, but something about this just clicked. And the best... I'm going to do it again. Hold on. Oh, no, it went away. I was almost going to sneeze, but I didn't. I'm sorry, that's so unprofessional. I don't think I've ever sneezed during a review before. Anyway, but the best comparison I can think of, and only a few of you are going to get this, there's an old Tiny Toons movie. It was a direct-to-VHS movie called How I Spent My Summer Vacation. And it's one of those where it's like, it's nothing spectacular, but it's just funny. And all the characters are doing something funny, and there's little subplots too, and it's not like, oh, this is a deep, emotional film or anything. It's just a funny kids film, and you can kind of do anything in it, and you can break the fourth wall, or you can have stuff based on character, you can just have funny slapstick, or you can have funny verbal jokes. It just kind of throws everything at you and sees what sticks, and if something doesn't hit, it doesn't matter, because there's like 3 or 4 jokes that are gonna hit following immediately after, and there's good running gags as well, and it's acted funny, and it's written funny, and man, how did this happen? Because the first one just felt like such a lame cash-in on a popular game, and this just, I mean, almost from the beginning it had me not only laughing, but laughing hard. There's, for example, there's a running joke. You think it's just going to be a regular joke, it's, they're going to have a meeting to figure out what something's like destroying their islands, or they're having a meeting about it, and there's this giant electric sign that points to this little cave. I mean, it's bright, it's neon, it's flashing and everything. It says secret meeting. And that's already really funny. But then there's a scene later on this other island. They sneak into this headquarters, and there's this secret base, or the secret control room. And on top of it is a giant neon sign that says secret control room. And just little things like that. It's not like it focuses on it, or like, that's our joke, like it's so quick. You'll hear the dialogue of the next scene going while it's showing you this joke, and like that's good humor, that's good timing, that's good speed. And even like the kind of like the character stuff going on, like the arcs and stuff like that, they are there, but they're not that big a deal. It's not something where it's like, hey, no, we gotta talk about the serious part of this movie. Like, they don't do that. It knows it's just gonna be funny. It wants to have fun. And I feel like a lot of, or maybe not, I don't know, but I feel like a lot of kids' films, especially anime ones, they feel like, well, there has to be, they tried to be the next Pixar. They tried to be the next Toy Story. They tried to have like this weight to it as well, which is fine. A lot of films have done it great. But I feel like every film is trying to do that, and this one is just straight up, let's be funny. Let's just focus on the comedy, and it does it wonderfully. And the animation is upped too, like the textures on these characters. I remember the first one, like it just looked like, you know, CG version of the video game, you know, and that's it. You know, I mean, they're not awful, but not much to it. Where this one, like, you see a lot of the feathers and you really can make out the textures. I mean, it's still cartoony, clearly, but yeah, you can really, the colors are so vibrant, and like I said, the speed is so great. And you know, the first one I recall having, like, it was edited fast, and there was a speed to it, but it was kind of like a Michael Bay film where it felt like, well, here's just a lot of fast stuff with, like, no substance to it at all. It's just saying silly things that aren't even really that silly. It's just stuff you've heard a million times. And this had, like, good, well-planned out jokes, to a point where even if one didn't hit, like, I didn't care, because it was just writing these other funny jokes that I would laugh at it anyway. I'd say like a good 85% of this movie really made me laugh hard. Like, they're just good, funny jokes, and they're told well, and they're acted well, and they're animated well. So I was really freaking surprised by this movie, because I was not expecting to like it. I mean, I'm like, all right, I might as well take notes for my next nostalgia critic here, but it's good. It's a good movie. I can't believe the films I'm liking this year are the ones that I'm just like, yeah, no, you should check this out, and the ones that are, I don't know, I can't recall a ton that are like god awful or anything, but like I feel like a lot of this year has been like kind of underwhelming, and the ones that are standing out to me are the ones like you would think would just be throwaway garbage, but they're really entertaining, and good for them. I love it when somebody takes something that everyone is just going to think is dead on arrival and they turn it into something. And that really is what this is, because it took a movie that just, like I said, was an obvious cash, just a cash grab, and turned into something really, really funny. And the designs of these characters are great, and their deliveries are great. So I'll say this: it's still a kids movie. So anytime, but that's kind of a pro to this. So anytime I wasn't laughing at a joke, the kids were laughing. And I feel like if I was a little kid watching this, like if I was up to, I don't know, 12 and under, I would laugh at like every joke in this movie. But because I'm adult, you know, it's like, okay, well, some I'm gonna just, ooh, a pig butt, ha ha, you know, that's not gonna make me laugh. But the way they do it, you know, and the way it's so fast, I feel like if I was a kid, I would probably get a little giggle out of that. And it's just, they constantly add things on top of each other. It's just so fast. I'm now using the word fast over and over, but it's just so well done. And it's so rare that I see humor this consistently funny and quick. And because it's animated, you can just double the time of it as well. And they really take advantage of that. So yeah, whoever directed this, I mean, well done, man. You just really made lemonade out of these lemons, and you just made something really hilarious, and there's just so many times. Like, this is one of the few movies this year I could see it again. I could gladly see this movie again. And, you know, I almost want to take people to go see it and be like, no, trust me, it's really funny. But, yeah, so like I said, about 85% of it is just, like, absolute perfect, fantastic. And the 15% that isn't that funny is not obnoxiously not funny. It's the kind of jokes where you're like, okay, I know why that's there. That's there to make the little kids laugh. And that's fine. It's a kid's movie. It's one of those things where you sort of say, yeah, it can get away with that. There just has to be charm and wit and intelligence somewhere else. And it is. It's in the majority of the movie. You know, but yeah, of course you gotta throw in a dumb little joke here or there that's like, okay, this is just for the itty-bitty kids. But it's like, you know, more power to them if 85% of them are for everyone, you know. I'm sure there's jokes that even like just adults would get and maybe the kids won't get. But again, I feel like it's riding that high of that speed and that silliness and just hitting so many good jokes that you laugh even at something that wasn't that funny anyway. Like I was thinking back, like some of these jokes that were just okay jokes, I feel like if you put this in the first movie, it wouldn't work because it wasn't riding that momentum. And this one is. So, you know, even the jokes that are just okay are suddenly really, really funny because it's just coming off of so many other really great jokes and great slapstick and great timing and all that stuff. So, yeah, I was really pleasantly surprised by this. I guess I'll say the people that probably won't like it, if you don't like slapstick, if you don't like cartoony humor, and it's written well and everything. I mean, there's good verbal humor too, but it's mainly slapstick. I don't want to say that. It's mainly fast, silly, over-the-top, cartoony humor, which I think most people going in are assuming it is. You know, don't go into this thinking you're gonna get like a Pixar movie or something like that. You're not, but I don't know who would think they are, you know, necessarily. It's not gonna surprise you with that, but it is gonna surprise you by being just very energetic and very enjoyable. Like I said, even from the short at the beginning, which is just, you know, such a delightful short, and this was such a delightful movie. So, yeah, I really recommend it, man. Who knew? It's like this is one of those rare sequels to... I love it when a good sequel to a bad movie comes out. Like that second Ouija movie that was really good. I love it when that happens, and it just elevates it to a new level. Actually, I never really got into the first Shrek that much, but I love the second Shrek. Like, that's one of my favorite comedies. And it reminded me a bit like that. The whole movie kind of had, like... Again, imagine kind of the Lego movie, but take out kind of the emotional stuff. You know, or Rat Race is another good example, except there's not really an unfunny beginning and an unfunny ending. You know, it's like it's mostly pretty solid, pretty funny, but it's all these kind of crazy, kooky characters just kind of working off each other and throwing in just these little one-liners and these little throwaway jokes that add up. Like, it's like there's some real big laughs, and then there's a bunch of little laughs that the more and more they build them up, the bigger a laugh they get, you know? So it's like a weird kind of mathematical problem. It's like, well, if you can get so many of these to work, if you can get these equations to add up, it can actually equal something really, really enjoyable. And yeah, I found this really, really enjoyable. So good job. I mean, from someone that was just really going in expecting to hate this, I just had a great time. I had a blast. I would gladly see this again. I just thought it was so much fun. So that's about it. Let me know what you thought. Because I know a lot of people like the first movie. And if you did, that's great. I don't get it. I had to watch it a couple times to do the Nostalgia Critic review, and it did not get better. But I really felt like this one was just really, really funny. So I'm wondering if people are getting the same thing. And maybe it's like me and Shrek. Maybe a lot of people like the first Shrek and then they really like the second one too. Is this the same thing, or is this like really a lot better than the first one? Or maybe you think it sucks. Maybe the first one's a classic to you and this one sucks. I'd be amazed, but you never know. You never know what people are gonna think. So let me know your thoughts if you saw this movie, because I'm really curious. I heard Dora is good too. This is such a weird year. Like, the last movies you would think would be like really good and entertaining. Michael Bay presents Dora the Explorer, and apparently it's really good. I gotta check that one out. It's so bizarre. I'm gonna see Good Boys later this weekend, and it's one of those things where I was like, that was the comedy I'm looking forward to. Now it's like, I don't know if it can top Angry Birds 2. It's like, what a weird universe I'm in right now. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed this movie, and I'm curious if you enjoyed it that much too. Do you think it's better than the first one, or do you think it's about the same, or do you think it's not as good, or you hate it? I'm really curious like what the audience feedback is for this. So yeah, that's about it. I will see you next time. Take care.